Hi everyone, and welcome to Mail Something Pretty. I am Christine Josty, and I want to show you some simple cards. We were made these at Club this morning, and they did refer to them as simple, and sometimes we just need a simple card. And you'll see that the stamping is minimal, and you'll see with the stamps because it kind of does all the work for you, which is really nice. We're using the Under the Moon stamp set. So here's the water, and we use this part of this. It could either be the sunrise or the sunset, depending on your colors or where you are. But there's also the moon, and there's some clouds. There's a sailboat and some dolphins. So it's a fun set, and it's a distinctive stamp set, which means there's a lot of kind of detail in the stamp already. So, which means simple stamping. So I'm going to show you how to put these together. So we are using a few of the new products. This paper is, I have it right here. It's the new, one of the new in colors, Summer Splash, and I wanted to introduce some of the new color without using it all together for this particular card. So I used the double designer series paper, which has all of the new in colors in it. Is that 5? I think I'm missing one. There should be one more. We'll find it. There's one more color that's not here. Here it is. These two, when you have them next to each other, are kind of similar a little bit. So Summer Splash versus the something Shamrock. Put them on here and then they look different. But anyways, I just wanted to show you the pattern. So you get 4 patterns. You stripes, you get the florals, and you get some sort of graphic, I don't know what it is, and polka dots. So for each of the papers, and they actually come this way too with the color families, so you can get those patterns as well. That's where I got that from. And then the stamps. So let's see, the first thing we're going to do is, and I don't know if you are able to see it or not, probably see it better this way. It is embossed with one of the new huge embossing folders called So Swirly. It is like really big, so you can actually get, this is what I love about it, you can do like 2 card fronts at once, which is really nice. So we're gonna emboss the back of our card. So I will do that first. So I'm using Balmy Blue, and I'm gonna use my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and I'm going to use the 3D plate. So I'm going to use the solid plate. Actually, no, I'm not going to use a 3D plate. I'm going to use a solid plate. I'm going to put my paper, so I have it scored. This is a standard card base, the 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So I have the edge lined up with my score. I'm actually going to do it this way because I do like the folded edge to go in first. Put that on there. Nope. Forgot I need 2 plates. This one is a standard plate, so it's the one that uses the 2 plates. There we go. Versus the 3D, which is a little thicker, and that uses that dark gray plate. All right. It's a little tight. Whew, little workout. And you get this great embossing. Not awesome? So both sides. So I'm going to, I kind of lost the the scored fold when I did that. It's kind of there, but I'm just going to actually refold it edge to edge. And then I'll just use my bone folder. And now I have that crisp edge. So even this plus a little words would be kind of a fun card. Really simple, but I love that swirl. It's nice detailed work. All right. So now we're going to do our stamping. And I need my, let me use this. All right, so this is just a 1/4 sheet of paper, so it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. It is bigger than I need it to be. I'm actually going to end up cutting it with this rectangle deckled die. but I'm going to stamp it on here first because then it gives me a little bit more leeway. So my sun, which is here, you can probably see, I have two colors. So I'm using Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie. So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp the whole thing in Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to open up my Pumpkin Pie, and I have a sponge dauber, so I'm going to put that on my finger, and I'm just going to daub it in the orange and then just dot it on here. I think the dotting works better than the rubbing. And you can do more than two colors if you wanted, you know, more of a gradations, but I think it works fine with just the two colors. I'm going to blow on it or huff on it just to kind of moisten that ink in case it all dried. Now each one comes out different. I did a lot of practicing. So for some reason on my stamp right now, it gets a heavier on the top. Let's see, this one wasn't as much. This one is a little bit. So all of mine come out slightly different, and that's kind of what makes them unique and fun. So I do get some of the dots in here, and this is pretty saturated with ink because we used it for club this morning. So if I cleaned it off, I might not get quite as much coloration, but I kind of like it. You don't get as much, well, you'll see. On the water, I discovered, but each stamp is different. I'm gonna close these, right? Because each sunrise is different, each sunset is different. So I already put the water on my block, and I'm gonna actually use 3 colors on this one. I only use 2 colors. I thought I smudged, but I didn't. I only used 2 colors on these two. I used Blueberry Bushel and Balmy Blue to tie in the Balmy Blue, but I actually wanted to tie in a little bit of this Summer Splash color, so I'm going to do that, and you'll see a slight difference. This is kind of New England water, and now we'll add a little bit more warmer water with us, different colors. So those are my 3 colors. So same thing, I'm going to ink it all in the lightest color, the Balmy Blue. So for a sec. This is a brand new one. I didn't even put my stickers on it yet. A new Summer Splash. Look how pretty and new that is. All right, so I have my 2 sponge daubers here. So that's in the Balmy Blue. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna use Summer Splash, and I'm going to do that kind of in the middle. Just dab it in the middle, because I still want to keep some of that Balmy Blue on the top. And then I'm going to use some of that Blueberry Bushel kind of towards the bottom, and you probably can see it's a darker blue. And you can do your waters all different colors. You want to mix a couple up here. Okay. And then I'm going to huff on it again, and then I'll stamp. But see how I have that nice straight line there? And you have a nice straight line there. It comes together pretty good. I'm just going to move this closer to me so I can see. Okay, move it back, center it, so hopefully my line is on target. It's pretty good. So this one actually, funny, did get that coloration of the Summer Splash, which I like, whereas kind of see the differences. So again, each one is going to be different, and that's what makes it kind of fun. It's like a watercolor. All right, so let me close these, and then we're going to cut. I'm going to leave that one open. We're going to cut this. I could have stamped it. I could have cut the paper first and then stamped it, but this way it gives me a little leeway of how I want to center it. So we'll do that real quick. This back here. Now we got clear plate. I call them clear. They're kind of clear. They used to be clear, and now they're getting used. All right. So that's fairly centered, top, bottom, middle. All right. And then I like to have it tilted. So I am making sure making sure it's straight with the picture, but I'm tilting the die because then I've mentioned before they're kind of like speed bumps. If this whole straight edge went in at the same time, you get this big clunk. But if I'm having it even on a slight little angle, it's more gradual and you don't get that really big clunk. And that really only is on when they're like a straight edge, like a square or a rectangle. All right, and so that cleans it up real nice like that. And there's lots of different rectangle dies you can use. I just happen to use the deckled rectangles. All right, so there's my pieces. So now I'm going to decide if I want to use polka dots or stripes. I both cut. I like them both. And I have one of each here. Well, I should have decided before I came on air. I'm a polka dot person. I'm gonna go for polka dots. I think most people this morning more did stripes, I think. A couple did polka dots. So I'm just gluing that straight on, edge to edge. Now, if I wanted to, I could have put it in the middle and then I could have straddled it and that would look pretty, but I kind of like it having it on the bottom because you get to see a little bit more of that pretty color. And, oh, I forgot to stamp my, I have to choose between a sailboat and dolphin. Well, let's see, there's a sailboat. And I'll do the dolphins because sailboat's just a 1. Where is it? It's just a 1 stamp. I'll do the dolphins, so just to show you the different ones. And I already stamped my word. So this is actually going to be my father's Father Day card. I'm just wondering if he'd actually prefer, but he's going to get dolphins. So the dolphins come, it's actually 1 stamp has 2 on it, and then there's 1 separate. So you can do however. So I could have it going 2 this way and 1 this way, but because I have the words on here, I think I'm going to do what I did here and put more 2 that way and then the 1 going in the right direction. So I'm using Balmy Blue. No, I'm not. I'm using Blueberry Bushel. Much darker. And this one I think I'll go like that. It could even be like swordfish. He used to fish. I'll tell him they're swordfish. All right, so that's over there. Make sure I'm not inky. Okay, here's my base. I don't know what this is, but it keeps sticking everywhere. Okay. So I'm going to use dimensionals to pop that up. You could use glue, but I'm just going to do dimension because it's a simple card. I figured the dimensionals kind of elevates it a little bit. Do I have? I do. All right. So I'm just going to put 1 in each corner. I'm nervous I'm gonna smudge my blue here. Okay, so it's perfect just like that. But if you wanted to add words, and I'll show you where I got this because this is also a new stamp set. Simply Said, so which kind of has everything you need to know. So it says let's celebrate, but my die doesn't quite make it. So I just chose to do celebrate. So I just took my stamp, I colored it with the Blueberry Bushel marker, just to celebrate, and stamped it and got it that way. Oh, and this is on beige. This is that new beige color. I don't know how well it shows on camera, but there's white and there's beige. It reminds me of if you've been around for a while, the old river rock, which I loved, and I was sad when it retired. That's kind of, it's not exactly, but it has that kind of hue to it. Uh-oh, do I not have scissors? I went on vacation and my scissors walked away. Oh, you know why? I packed them in my suitcase in case I needed them. And I didn't put them back. All right, so we'll just rip these. I'm using foam strips just because I'm going to use some linen thread. So hopefully the linen thread will just go right in between. All right, so this will be interesting because I can't cut my linen thread. All right, so I'm gonna go under. Normally, when I'm making a landscape card, I cut it so this opens up this way, right? But this one I actually did this way just so I could have the thread wrap around. And I'll show you another option too if you wanted to use something other than thread. Certainly ribbon. I'm guessing where it's going to be. All right, I need my knot over a little bit, but I can shimmy it. And I went too far. Just be careful it doesn't rip there. All right, take these off. All right, celebrate. I didn't have a Happy Father's Day stamp, or at least I don't think I have one, but I think celebrate works. So I will have to cut this later because I don't have scissors up here. So just leave that over there for a time being. But I used blue twine. So this color, Baker's Twine 3-color pack, each of these colors would match this card. So more options if you didn't want linen thread. All right, and so maybe I'll stamp some more dolphins on the inside or something. But that is the card. Let me get these two up so you can see the other two. So I did a happy birthday, congratulations, and this one I just stamped. Best of luck. This might go to my nephew, and I'm sure I have a summer birthday. Yeah, I was trying to think if there's anything else I was going to show you with this card, but I think that's it. So again, I used Under the Moon stamp set. There's no dies or anything that goes with it, just a stamp set. And what's nice is you can use any words that you want. And so you can see that I used 3 different ones. So thank you very much for watching. I am Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty. If you do not receive my emails, head over to my blog at mailsomethingpretty.com. and you can sign up for get my weekly newsletters, and hopefully they're full of helpful information for you. So thanks very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.